It starts with a decision nobody claps for. No new car, no new watch. Just quiet. You sit with the number for a long time before you move it anywhere. Part of you wants to tell someone, prove it was smart, prove you're capable of this. You don't. Because the moment you say it out loud, it stops being a decision and starts being a performance. You look poor to people who aren't paying attention. Good. Let them not pay attention. This is the version of you nobody will remember starting. Level 2. The first dollar you set up one transfer. Then you forget it exists. That's the hardest part. Not the saving, the forgetting. Some nights you almost check it just to feel something, some proof it's real. You resist. Discipline means not needing the proof. You go weeks without opening the app at all. Money grows fastest where nobody's watching it, including you. This is where most people fail. Not because they can't save, but because they can't stop watching. Level 3. The car. You still drive the same car. Every morning you hear the engine struggle before it catches. Every scratch has a story nobody's asked about. Your coworkers joke that it's time to upgrade. You laugh with them. They think you're saving for something better. They never imagine you already could. Level 4. The house. You never bought the mansion. Not because you couldn't. Some nights, you open listings anyway just to look. Big kitchens, empty guest rooms, a driveway wide enough for cars you'd never own. Then you close the tab, because you were already home. The mortgage-free life in your head was worth more than the one on the hill, the one that comes with a gardener you'd have to explain to someone eventually. Level 5. The discipline. You get a raise. Your rent doesn't move. Your friends buy the new thing. You buy nothing. There's a version of you that wants to celebrate the raise properly. A nice dinner, a small splurge. You order the same thing you always order. One tap pays off the last of your debt. No confetti, no announcement. Just a number turning to 0 on a Tuesday afternoon. Nobody around you knows anything changed. You still count out exact change at the register out of habit. The gap between what you earn and what you spend, that's not a sacrifice. That's a weapon. And weapons work best when nobody sees you carrying one. Level 6. The invisible growth. Year 1. Nothing feels different. Year 2. Still nothing. You start to wonder if you're doing this right, if the boredom is supposed to feel this much like doubt. Then 1 year, the market drops. Everyone panics. Headlines everywhere. You don't check your phone for a week. Partly discipline, partly fear of what you'd see. When you finally look, it already recovered. A dividend lands quietly the same afternoon. More than your first month's salary, deposited like it's nothing. Nobody noticed you never worried. You don't realize who's watching. Level 7. The temptation. Someone flashes something new. A watch, a car, a story about their life that's really a story about what they want you to think of them. Something in your chest pulls. You could match it, easily. You could match it 3 times over and never notice the dent. For 1 second, you actually picture buying it, just to see their face. You don't. The second they know, they stop seeing you. They start seeing your money. And once someone starts seeing your money, they never fully see you again. Level 8. The negotiation. Your boss looks confused. You never negotiate, he says. Most people push back harder than this. For a second, the truth sits right behind your teeth, that the number on this paper wouldn't cover your grocery bill for a week if you didn't want it to. You just shrug. It's fine. He writes something in your file. Probably unambitious. You almost want to correct him. You don't. He has no idea he's negotiating with someone who could buy his signature, his office, and the building it sits in. Level 9. The number 8 figures. You refresh the screen. The number doesn't disappear. You stare at it, expecting your life to feel different, waiting for the feeling that's supposed to arrive with a number like this. It doesn't. The coffee still gets cold. The alarm still rings. Outside, nobody knows today is the richest morning of your life. 1 month of interest is bigger than a year of your old salary. You do the math twice just to be sure. You put the phone back in your pocket and go to work, same as every other morning. Level 10. The mistake. You make 1 mistake. The screen stays open. A coworker walks past. They stop. For 1 second, your whole life balances on whether they look down. Then they ask if you're free for lunch. You lock your phone. Your heart takes longer. By Thursday, a rumor is moving through the office. Someone says you're sitting on serious money. Someone else half jokes about a secret inheritance. People start asking odd questions. Why didn't you take the company car allowance? Why you always pay in exact change? You laugh it off as absurd, same as everyone else, and by Friday, it's already someone else's rumor. About a promotion, a divorce, anything more interesting than the truth. But for weeks afterward, people treated you differently, a little more polite, a little more careful with what they said around you. Not because they knew, because they almost believed. You learned something that week. People don't need proof. Sometimes suspicion changes a relationship more than truth ever could. Level 11, the accountant. Your accountant emails you a statement, then a second email 30 seconds later. Sorry, please disregard the last one. Wrong client. Your stomach drops before you even open it. You spend the next 10 minutes wondering whose inbox that statement actually landed in and whether they opened it before he caught the mistake. You never find out who almost saw it. You just delete both messages and stare at the wall for a while, replaying every version of how badly that could have gone. Level 12. The job. Your boss says overtime is mandatory this week. You smile. If you work hard enough, he says, maybe one day you'll be financially free. You almost laugh. Financial freedom happened months ago, quietly, on a Tuesday, while you were eating a sandwich at your desk. You're only still here because you haven't decided to leave, and some days you're not entirely sure why. Maybe it's the routine. Maybe it's not being ready to explain the silence you'd leave behind. Either way, you stay late. Level 13. The airport random check. The agent scrolls your phone, photos, messages. Then, for 1 second too long, your banking app icon. They don't open it. They hand the phone back. Have a nice flight, sir. You've never been so relieved to be treated like everyone else in line. Level 14. The family. Your phone rings. The bank. At this exact table. For 1 second, the whole room goes quiet. You silence it. Say it's nothing. Your mother doesn't ask about the bank, but her eyes drop to your phone. Just for a second. She slips $50 into your pocket anyway. Keep this, she says. Things are expensive. You could buy the house she's sitting in. Instead, you hug her a little longer. Later, at the door, she says only this. I'm glad you're okay. She never asks another question. Somehow, she already knows enough. The $50 sits there the whole drive home. It's the smallest amount of money you own, and somehow, the hardest to spend. Level 15. The best friend. Your best friend leans over for a menu and sees the number, not the app, not a notification, the actual number. For 3 full seconds, neither of you says anything. They stare, then look at you, then back at the screen. Finally, they laugh. No way, that's yours. You smile. I wish. They nod, because people don't question what already fits the story they've written about you. For a second, you thought this was it. Level 16. The cousin. A cousin calls, asks to borrow $200, voice tight with the specific embarrassment of asking family for money. You could wire the whole family a house each, and never notice the difference in your account. You send exactly $200. Thank you, they say. I'll pay you back, I promise. I just need a few weeks. You say, don't worry about it, and mean something they'll never fully understand. They think you're being generous with money you don't have much of either. That's fine. Let them think that. Level 17. The date. They ask, what kind of car do you drive? You point outside, to the old one. There's a flicker across their face. Quick, almost polite, but real. They lose interest. The conversation gets shorter after that. Fewer questions, less leaning in. Good. You just learned something about them, without asking a single question yourself. Some tests you don't design. They just happen to you, and you learn to be grateful for them. Level 18. The waiter. The waiter takes your card. Pauses. Looks at it a second longer than a normal card deserves. The weight of it, the color, the way it doesn't quite look like the others he sees all night. Nice card, he says, half joking, testing the water. Family emergency fund, you say. Long story. He laughs and walks away, believing the lie completely, because it's a better story than the truth, and people, almost always, prefer the better story. Level 19. The breakdown. Your car finally dies, on the side of the road, in the rain. A friend pulls over. Let me help you finance something better, they say. You could pay cash for 10 new cars. Instead, you thank them, and let them believe they're helping. Some gifts are worth more than the money you're saving by accepting them. Level 20. The wedding. Your uncle asks when you're finally going to make something of yourself, the way he does every year, at every gathering, like clockwork. You smile and say you're working on it. What nobody knows. You quietly paid for half the venue 3 weeks ago. The florist, the open bar, all of it, wired anonymously through a cousin's account, so no signature would trace back to you. The bride hugged her mother and cried about how they'd made it work somehow. You raised your glass with everyone else. Nobody toasts you. That was always the deal. The gift only counts if nobody knows whose hands it came from. Level 21. The receipt. The receipt prints. The cashier reaches for it. It slips, falls. Another customer picks it up first. They unfold it. Your heart stops. They stare, then smile. Wrong receipt. They hand it back. They never read the number. They just saw a piece of paper that wasn't theirs. You fold it, put it in your pocket, and walk away. That was the closest anyone ever came. Level 22. The vacation. Everyone expects you to fly first class. You quietly board economy, backpack over one shoulder, same one you've had for 6 years. A businessman laughs at it, just loud enough for you to hear, just quiet enough to pretend he didn't mean you to. You don't correct him. You take your seat, put in your headphones, and watch the ground fall away. He has no idea your investments earned more during this single flight than his yearly bonus. You land, collect your same bag, and walk past his car service without a second glance. The same worn sneakers that walked into your first job now walk past people worth less than your portfolio. Nobody notices. That's the point. Level 23. The donation. You anonymously pay for someone's surgery. A stranger. A name from a fundraiser page you found at 2 in the morning and never mentioned to anyone. Weeks later, you overhear people talking about the mysterious donor at a coffee shop, guessing who it could be. A local business owner, a lottery winner, a guardian angel, anyone but you. You're standing right there, close enough to hear every guess. Nobody looks at you. Nobody even considers it. You order your coffee, same as always, and let the conversation continue without you in it. Sometimes, the greatest reward is staying invisible. Level 24. The strangers. Strangers judge your shoes, your old phone, your cheap clothes. A kid in line once asked, loud enough for the whole store, "Why don't you buy nicer ones?" You told her, "I like these ones." She believed it completely. Her mother apologized. You said it was fine. Kids ask the questions adults are too polite to. The strange thing about looking ordinary is how quickly people stop performing around you. They become honest. Honest about money, honest about envy, honest about what they think someone like you deserves, usually less than they'd guess, if they ever bothered to guess at all. Some opinions are cheaper to keep than to change. Level 25. The years. 5 years pass. Nothing changes. 10 years pass. Your shoes do. Your address doesn't. Friends move away, come back, get married, get divorced, change jobs 3 times over. You're still at the same desk, in the same apartment, driving whatever's replaced the old car by now. Something just as forgettable. The account grows. The silence grows with it, patient, the way a tree grows without anyone noticing it's taller than last year. Level 26. The almost. Sometimes, staying silent feels lonelier than being broke ever did. You celebrate milestones with no one. No dinner, no toast, no one to say, "Look what you built." Because the only person who knows is you. There are nights the number feels less like an achievement and more like a secret you're guarding, exhausted, in a house with no other guards. One night, you reach a milestone no one will ever celebrate. You stare at the screen, then close it. 5 years of work, and not a single person knows it happened. There's a moment, there's always a moment, where you almost say it, to a friend, a parent, someone who'd finally look at you differently, finally see the years of quiet decisions instead of the same tired sneakers. Your thumb presses, send, you freeze, delete. Nobody knows how close your life came to changing tonight. 27. The choice. Look back and count them. The boss who thought you were unambitious. The coworker who almost saw the screen. The accountant's mistake that never landed anywhere. The security agent who scrolled past an icon. Your mother, who knew enough not to ask. Your best friend, who laughed instead of believing it. The stranger who held the receipt and read nothing. 7 times, the truth came close enough to touch. 7 times, it didn't. Your neighbors still think you're ordinary. Your coworkers still think you need the paycheck. Your friends still think you're just getting by. Your family still sees the same person they've always seen. They're all right. Every single one of them, and that's not a failure. That was the design. Rich people spend money. Wealthy people buy freedom. You bought something else. Peace. Peace is walking into a room without needing anyone's approval. Peace is helping people without expecting your name on the wall. Peace is waking up without fear of tomorrow. Peace is knowing your freedom doesn't need an audience. Not the peace of having everything. The peace of not needing everyone to know you have it. That's a different kind of wealth. That's why nothing changed, because nothing needed to. Tomorrow, your alarm rings at 6:30. You make the same coffee, drive the same car, wear the same shoes, walk into the same office. Nobody applauds, nobody suspects. Nobody knows that you could leave forever. Your wealth stayed invisible. Your freedom didn't.